Hello everyone, good afternoon. How are you all? I hope everyone is doing good together with your families at home. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to continue the report of Miss Ochea with regards to Module 19, the cognitive development of primary schoolers. In this report, you're going to learn and understand as well the cognitive milestones among the elementary age children, the information processing skills, and the implications to childcare, education, and parenting. So, cognitive milestones, are you familiar with this, guys? So, as you can see in the screen, I have defined it individually. So, cognitive, it means of or relating to cognition, concerned with the act or process of knowing or perceiving. On the other hand, milestones help those mothers understand how their child learn and grow. So when we hear the word cognitive or cognition, the word that crosses onto our mind is the word intellectual. No, so ma-inline or ma-connect din na to siya sa word na intellectual. Ako lang ba or kamo pod? No, because the word cognition, it means mental action. No, it means that the brain is working. The brain is acquiring something, acquiring ideas, informations, and learnings from the environment, particularly from the people or from the happenings in the environment. Meanwhile, milestones help those mothers understand how their child learn and grows. Kumbaga, milestone is a reference point ng mga mothers or ng parents, no, kung kanus una ni nag mama or papa ang bata, kanus nag-close open, kanus nagbabay, kanus nag-flying kiss, kanus una naglakaw. So, analyzing cognitive milestones, we can say that it describes how a child brain develops, and this includes skills such as thinking, learning, exploring, and problem solving. So now, let's talk about the developmental milestones encountered by the elementary age children. So talking about the developmental milestones, it is the things that most children can do by a certain age. No, like katong sa anak sa among pastor, si Jiraya. Kanang mag 2 years old pa lang siya, guys. Grabe na kay ang iyang development. Like tabian na kayo siya. At ayang age, kabalo na siya mag-familiar sa mga names. Kanang dali, katay, karon lang niya na ilhan, ma-memorize dayon niya ang names, ma-recall niya. Then, kanang, dali lang kay niya ma-adapt ang mga words or mga sentences na amuang kanang ipang-ingon, kanang magaya gudayon niya. Ana, makaingon ka ba na at ayang age ni Jiraya, paspas kay ang iyang development, kay like mag-2 pa lang siya. Pero grabe na kay kanang mag-absorb ang iyang brain ba. Like naamang good misilingan diri ang mag 3 years old na siya. Kanang dili pa kay siya kabalo ng istorya. Hindi pa kay siya kabalo mag kanang ultimo sa kanang mga pamilya good nila sa balay, mga pangalan, dili pa kay niya ma-memorize. So, going back to our topic, elementary age children, there are those ages from 6 to 12 years old. Kay di ba ma-remember ninyo katong grade 1 ta? Pag tungtong na to grade 1, we are 6 years old. Some are 5 kung sa'yo nag-eskwela. So, ma-remember pa niyo guys some of your developmental milestones katong elementary mo. Like, when mo first nakabasa og one sentence, one paragraph, or first mo tuon og sulat o cursive form or pinakatay or kanang saan mo naka-memorize og multiplication table, nakatuog division, or inyong na-memorize ng tong elementary kay pangalan sa inyong crush. Amini. Wow. Seriously guys, according to the article that I've read, which is the Chalk Primary Care Organization, these are the common developmental milestones for ages 6 to 12 years old. So, 6 to 7 years old can enjoy many activities and stays busy, like to paint and draw, practice skills in order to become better, champ rope, ride bikes, can tie shoelaces, can do simple math like adding and subtracting. 8 to 9 years old can jump, skip and chase, dress and groom self completely, use tools, example hammer and screwdriver, 10 to 12 years old may like to write, draw, and paint. 6 to 7 years old can understand concept of numbers, know day, time, and night time, can differentiate right and left hands, can copy complex shapes such as diamond, can tell time, can understand commands with 3 separate instructions, can explain objects under use, can repeat 3 numbers backwards, can read age appropriate books and or materials. 8 to 9 years old can understand, can count backwards, know the date, read more and enjoy reading, understand fractions, understand concept of space. They like to draw and paint, can name months and days of the week in order, enjoys collecting books, and 10 to 12 years old can understand. They can write stories, like to write letters, read well, and enjoy talking on the phone or texting. So during our elementary days, guys, we start to live our egocentric thinking. Egocentric thinking is a normal tendency for a young child to see everything that happens as it relates to him or to herself. So, di ba mahinumduman niyo katong elementary pa ta kay mga inosente pa kaayo ta. So, we're not yet fully aware sa ato surroundings, no? During our elementary days, we start to live our egocentric thinking, meaning we start to develop a more mature way of looking at things that greatly enhances our problem-solving skills. And Piaget called this process decentration. Decentration is the gradual progression of a child away from egocentrism toward a reality shared with others. So the skills that we learn during our elementary days, guys, are in a sequential manner. Meaning we need to understand numbers first before we can perform a mathematical equation. Like, diba, dili man ta makatuon dayon or makabalo og division when we don't know how to multiply, when we don't memorize the multiplication table. Diba? Kay connection man ang multiplication and division. No, murar pud dili pud ta ka mao mubasa. Ay dili pud ta ka mao musulat when we don't know how to read. Dili pud ta ka mao mo color with the figures and the things or the pictures if we don't know how to identify the colors correctly. No? Like the skills that we learn at a certain age or at a certain time is my purpose. No? Like these skills is para next step, we can use these skills for another developmental milestones. Like, ang atong learnings and atong skills, guys, are progressive, no? As you can observe. Moreover, at this stage, reasoning is still immature. Meaning, nung elementary days tayo, guys, our reasoning is not yet fully developed. But according to Hendo's times, by the age of 5 or 6, children begin to start understanding the problems and searching for ways to solve them. They begin to use logical reasoning. And up until age 8, the child learns new skills at a rapid pace. Diba nga, I have discussed a while ago, according to Chalk Primary Care Organization, during 8 to 9 years old, they can jump, skip, and chase. They can dress and groom self completely. They can use tools, for example, hammer and screwdriver. And they can count backwards. They know the date. They can read more and enjoy reading. They can understand fractions as well as the concept of space. They can draw and paint. They can name months and days of the week in order, and they can enjoy collecting objects. So as you can see, maraming learnings and skills na natutunan at this age, no? At this age of 8. It was listed in the book that was given to us by Mom Mercy. Young primary age children can do the following. They can tell left from right. They can able to speak and express themselves. In school, they share about themselves and their families. During play, they practice using the words and language they learn from school. They start to understand times and days of the week. They enjoy rhymes, riddles, and jokes. Their attention span is longer and they can follow more involved stories. They are learning letters and words. And by 6, most can read words or combination of words. So moving on to another topic which is still in line with Module 19, the information processing skills. So several theories argue that like the computer, the human mind is a system that can process information through the application of logical rules and strategies. They also believe that the mind receives information, performs operations to change its form and content, stores and locates it, and generates responses from it. So, I remember before sa TLE namo, our teacher told us that our brain is like the CPU of the computer daw. Like, it gathers data from our senses like seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching, or feeling to help our body survive. It is very interesting lang guys, no? Like, way back grade 10 days, we have learned how our nervous system works. How every parts function as our senses start sending signals to our brain. No, like how every information process, starting from the sensory neurons to every nerve cells to every dendrites and to every axons and myelin sheath. Like, remember pa niyo guys, tong elementary, tong grade 10 ta, no, the discussion of this nervous system, like how it gathers informations, how it gathers data from our sensory neurons. Remember pa niyo na guys. By these information processing skills, we are therefore looking forward at how information enters our system, how we interpret it and make decisions, how we put decisions into action, and together with what we do with the new information our actions generates. So, we have here the 3 stages of information processing. So, wala ni siya sa book guys, but allow me to include this one. Kaysa akong pag-research, inline lang gyapon ni siya sa information processing skills. So, guys, may apology sa mga noise, no, na inyong madungog, na iro, na ay syagit sa bata, no, pasensya kay ana. Anyways, going back to the topic, we have here the stages of information processing, mainly the encoding, storage, and retrieval. First, we have the encoding, the process of receiving and combining information. Storage, the creation of permanent record of information, the storing of ideas and information. Next, we have the retrieval, the calling back of stored information in response to some cue for use in the process or activity. So, guys, I will not dig deeper on this topic since I know nga you already familiar with these words. Siguro dugay na mga nag-ila-ila ni encoding, storage, and retrieval. So, I will no longer discuss further about this topic. So moving forward, I also included the 3 types of memory, which is the sensory memory, the short-term memory, and the long-term memory. First, we have the sensory memory. It is the shortest term element of memory. This initial stage involves our senses picking up. So nakig-battle jud ang ano no, makigtigi jud ang ano ba, ang noise sa background no. Sige nga na mo guys, no? Pasensya kayo. Going back, sensory memory, it is the shortest term element of a memory. This initial stage involves our senses picking up on the features from our environment. Sensory memory is stored for a few seconds at most. They came from the 5 senses, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and touching or feeling. No? They are stored only for as long as senses is being stimulated. They are then reprocessed and associated with a memory that may store in your short-term memory. Next, we have the short-term memory, also known as a primary or active memory. Is the capacity to store a small amount of information in the mind and keep it readily available for a short period of time. So most of the information kept in short-term memory will be stored for approximately 20 to 30 seconds, but it can be just seconds if rehearsal or active maintenance of the information is prevented. So mura ra gud mag-memorize gud ka og numbers sa imong textmate, diba? So, 922, ayun, 2, charot. Diba? That is an example of a short-term memory. Kanang pila ka seconds ba imuhang mag-gather sa imong mind or imong ma-absorb no? Parehas pud atong nagnat po sa una. Ka-remember mo anang magnat mo tong elementary, di ba katagaan tag kodigo? Tagaan mo or kami lang? Napatay na bulgar na. No, bitaw sa una, no mag-memorize dayon ka ABCD, ABCD, BCD, mag-inana-inana din kay mga multiple choice man to. So that is an example of a short-term memory. Next, we have the long-term memory. Refers to the storage of information over an extended period of time. So this type of memory tends to be stable and can last for a long, often for years, no? So long-term memory can last for how many years, guys? So long-term memory pang matagalan dyan siya, no? So long-term memory, so naboy may mahinumduman like inyong first love sa una, no? Asa na siya nabilong ang first love, sa short term or sa long term? Of course, sa long-term memory na siya. Bisan pag pila na ka years ang labay, di jud na malimtan si first love. Tama ba ko, guys? Tay, oy, naglablab naman ta, patay tang ma'am ani. Diba? No? Seriously, guys, no? Those kanang things in the past na dugay na jud kaayon, then ma-recall pa nimo, that is an example of a long-term memory. So last but not the least, in the coverage of my report, we have the implications to childcare, education, and parenting. So for the implications to childcare, education, and parenting, parents, childcare providers, and teachers should be able to recognize this by helping children draw on their strengths and promote growth in their weakness, planning lessons that cater to multiple intelligences based on instructional objectives, encouraging children to read more every day to increase their vocabulary, bringing children to museums, art exhibits, and historical landmarks to widen their perspectives about the world and people, and lessening children's screen time and increasing their personal and face-to-face interactions. So, for the children to improve well and have progressed in their physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual aspects, no, the list here must be observed and practiced. Now, I will add on also, no, bring your children in the church, like for them to improve their spiritual aspects. Like I am a Sunday school teacher, no, in the church. I teach those toddlers and juniors, guys. Like kanang naadjud na para sa mga bata nga learnings, dili sila mo join sa while gawali gud ang pastor, like dili pa mangguna sila kasabot, so naadjud para sa ilahang learnings, no? Usually I teach them or I taught them mga characters sa Bibles, mga stories sa Bibles like Jonah and the Whale, David and Goliath. Nindot magud kaayo na at their young age na naan na sila yung learnings from the Word of God. So guys, if maging parents mo soon, I know nga layo pa kayo to, like probably mga 20-30 something. But seriously, if maging parents mo pohon, guys, like if you have this goal for your child na they will develop a certain skills at their age, help them, no? Support them and guide them para ma-achieve nila to na goal or na target ninyo nga development na gusto mahitabo sa inyong child. No, soon. Soon. No, like be them every step of the way, no? As a parent, as a mother, or as a father, no? So that's it. I think that's conclude my entire report in this module 19, which is the cognitive development of primary schoolers. I do hope sa hinabahaba nito meron din kayong natutunan, guys, no? Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening.